Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Chase. Welcome to ChasePacks. Pokemon's Scarlet and Violet era is almost behind us. Mega Evolutions is really just around the corner. That means we are moving on to a new era, a new block of Pokemon, the Mega Evolution block. And crazy to think about, but Scarlet and Violet, the Scarlet and Violet era is essentially behind us at this point. So thought, let's throw together a video of the top performing cards of each set from the Scarlet and Violet era. We'll start from base set, move our way to Black Bolt and White Flare, and we'll move on from there. Let's get straight into it. All right, the Gardevoir EX special illustration rare from the base set Scarlet and Violet. Definitely a really nice card. Base sets in general, they're decent. They're decent from going back to the 1999 base set, the best base set ever made in my opinion. But that being said, Scarlet and Violet base set, I think is the best base set we've had in 3 years. Now, Mega Evolutions looks like that could change it, but for a base set, Scarlet and Violet base set, in my opinion, is a pretty decent base set. But again, the Gardevoir special illustration rare, market price $42 on the 3-month chart. It is up 4.4%. Just some quick listings down here: $40, $41, $42, $39. These are all near mint copies. So, yeah. The chart looks like it's all over the place, but generally it's staying in that $40 range, really. But beautiful card. Gardevoir is a really popular Pokemon, so I think that's a decent pickup for as old as the set is. 40-ish, low 40s for a special illustration rare, the top performing card on a set that's well over 2 years old. Not bad. Not bad in my opinion. The iconic Magikarp illustration rare from Paldea Evolved. $265 market price. It's up 35% on the 3-month chart. If you haven't been paying attention, we had that big dip in card prices recently. You could consider it a crash, really, but it has rebounded very, very well here recently. Again, market price $265 on this Magikarp, up 35% on the 3-month chart. Back at the beginning of June, $194. About halfway through this 3-month chart, $238, and now we're up to $260. 13 items sold in the past 2 days. But beautiful, iconic artwork on this Magikarp card. This card's going to be very popular for a very long time. Obsidian Flames, the Charizard special illustration rare. Again, Obsidian Flames, one of those sets. It was really, I shouldn't say really easy. It was easier to pull these big chase cards, these special illustration rares. But despite that, it's an old set. Market price $96, up 58% on the 3-month chart. I mean, look at this chart. Here, the beginning of June, $56, hovered around that $56 to $60 range. And then here in the month of August, straight up to $89, 54 items sold in the past 2 days. So, I'm just giving my brief opinion on these cards. Now that this card is up to $89, I know the set's old. I do know the set's old. I know they're probably not going to print the set anymore, is my guess. Now, that obviously, Pokemon can do whatever they want to do. They could easily print Obsidian Flames again. I just don't think they will. So $89 for this card, it's pretty steep. I know it's a Charizard. I know it's the chase card, and I know it's an old set. I think it's just because I've seen this card selling for around in the mid-50s for so long. I did have one of these at one time. I did sell it. It's not my favorite card, to be honest, but it's still a cool card. Anyways, $89. It's a Charizard. It's a special illustration rare. It's not going to be printed anymore, most likely. So I guess I get why it's $90. All right, moving on. Charizard EX special illustration rare from 151. Again, old set. A Charizard card that when it first came out, I didn't know how I felt about it. It's different. For a Charizard card, it's different, right? It's not as much in your face, but it is growing on me more and more. Obviously the set's been out for a while, but the more I look at it, the more I do enjoy it. $237 market price, up 10% on the 3-month chart. Beginning of June, 207. Looks like the low point down here was like the early July, 180. And here we're sitting at the end of August, 229, 31 items sold in the last 2 days. So 10%, not really taken off, but 10% significant. So, but iconic Pokemon special illustration rare, top chase from a really, really awesome set. 237. I see why people are buying it. The Groudon, maybe one of my favorite illustration rares from the entire era. here in Scarlet and Violet from Paradox Rift. Really do enjoy Paradox Rift. I know a lot of people think it's a very vanilla set, but I think this set will go down as one of the better main sets in the Scarlet and Violet era. Let me know down in the comments, how do you feel about that? I know that's not a hot take. A lot of people feel that way about Paradox Rift and Temporal Forces, but Paradox Rift takes the cake for me between those two sets because they're reasonably back-to-back. Market price $76, only up 1.3 on the 3-month chart here. $74 at the beginning of June, dropped down to a low of 67 at the beginning of July. Now we're sitting here again, end of August, 16 items sold in the past 2 days, $75. Yeah, market price, selling price there. Let's look at some listings here for these though. Let's get past the Japanese. Yeah, $72, $73, $70, $76 for near mint copies, right on par with the market price. Okay. I mean, this, and we'll get to it, the Umbreon, the Mew EX special illustration rare from Paldean Fates. Again, Paldean Fates, old set, top chase card, special illustration rare, iconic Pokemon. It's got the perfect mix of everything you need to make this card insanely expensive. And now it's really insanely expensive, up 120% essentially on a 3-month chart. Market price $677. Let's look at this chart. Look at this chart. Beginning of June, $300. Dip below 200 until middle of July, 303. And since middle of July, straight up to straight up to $659 in the last 2 days. Market price, 24 items sold. I mean, crazy. Crazy. Again, Paldean Fate's one of those sets that you could argue might not get reprinted, but this is Paldean Fates is getting to a point where it's like, okay, maybe a reprint for Paldean Fates. It's such a popular set. I mean, anytime anything goes up for sale on any platform, it's bought out instantly. I know that's not really saying much in this market because almost everything gets bought up instantly, but Paldean Fates, especially when you consider that this Bubble Mew is in Paldean Fates, it goes quick. People know about this card. They know how, obviously how awesome this card is, how unique this card looks, in my opinion. And yeah, the top chase card is going for $677. So the set's going to be bought up. It's hard to get. And once you buy this setup, you're less likely to rip it like you would be with something like Surging Sparks, Destined Rivals, right? So again, we'll move on though. Raging Bolt, Temporal Forces, down 14% on a 3-month chart. So this is if I'm not mistaken, the first card we've seen yet that's been down on the 3-month chart. Market price $69 here at the beginning of June, $81. And it just goes, not straight down, but essentially goes down pretty steep, down to $69 at the end of July. Went up to $70. We're back down to $69. A good bit of items selling here at the end of August, though. But I really like this Raging Bolt card. I think Temple Forces is a pretty good set. I put it a step below Paradox Rift personally, but I really do like this Raging Bolt card. Okay. At one point, the top chase card from the Scarlet and Violet era, the Greninja special illustration rare from Twilight Masquerade. Again, next card down, not much, but down 3.6% on the 3-month chart, $286 market price. Beginning of June, they were selling for $294, $290s, dipped down here to $260s at the end of July. Now we're end of August, back up to $284, 13 items sold in the last 2 days. Let's check some listings down here. What we got? $295, $305, $305, $310, $309. So yeah, going up from the market price. That market price might be trending up here pretty soon. Yeah, this percentage on this 3-month chart might be flipping here soon. But I mean, okay. Shrouded Fable, Earthen Vessel, trainer card. It's a gold card. It's for a trainer card. It's not hideous because this card is reasonably popular because of the TCG, right? I personally don't play the TCG, but that's why this card is the top performing card from the set. But for a gold card, not bad. Market price $45, down about 6% on the 3-month chart. And just because I'm curious, let's look at the listings. Yeah, 45, 40, 46, 47, right on par with market price. We don't have to talk too much about that. Squirtle from Stellar Crown is an illustration rare, outperforming the special illustration rares in this set is the Squirtle and the Bulbasaur. That's not too surprising considering Squirtle and Bulbasaur are the Pokemon that they are. But to be honest, I prefer the Bulbasaur. But that being said, this Squirtle card is a great looking card. Market price $56, down about 4% on the 3-month chart. Again, if you haven't noticed, since Temporal Forces, a lot of these cards are dipping a little bit. I mean, not a lot. We'll get to some of these cards that are dipping a lot, but after Temporal Forces, um, you know, the cards are trending down slightly. Everything before that was trending up. Just something to pay attention to, maybe. But again, down 4% on the 3-month chart. They were selling here at the beginning of June for $59, 10 items. Hit a low around $50, and we're hovering around $50. And to be honest with you, this whole 3-month chart is in the $50 range, 50 to pretty much $60 range. So, but again, 22 items sold in the last 26 items sold in the last 2 days. But this is a really cool card. Gen 1 Pokemon, starter Pokemon, Squirtle. We all know who Squirtle is. This, you can't go wrong with Squirtle card. The Pikachu, special illustration rare from Surging Sparks, down 10%. So that's not as bad as you've seen with this card recently. This number was a lot bigger not too long ago. Market price $256. Beginning of June, $288. Did get up to $290 at the end of June. Dropped straight down to $258 in the middle of July. Slight increase here at the end of July. Then we go down. Let's see. Last 2 days, 7 items sold, $258. So, yeah, I mean, it's a Pikachu card. It's a top chase card from a really nice set. Surging Sparks are a really nice set, and it's a top chase card. It's Pikachu. It's special illustration rare. You really can't go wrong. I mean, unless you don't like the art. The artwork for me is decent. I'm not a huge fan of the crowns from the Scarlet and Violet era, but it's a colorful card and it's Pikachu, right? It's a mascot of the brand. But moving on, the biggest chase card of the entire era. If you're going just from the price of it, market price $843 for this Umbreon EX special illustration rare from Prismatic Evolutions. By the way, Walmart just dropped bundles, and I waited for an hour and a half, didn't get a bundle. I just cannot land any Prismatic Evolutions lately, it doesn't seem like, but down 30% on the 3-month chart. Yeah, look at this chart. It's just a steady decline, which, kind of makes sense because this card came out extremely expensive right in the middle of like the height of the hype, right? So I think this is a healthy-ish trend for a card like this. But again, beginning of June, we all know the story, $1,200, well over $1,000. And then right around, let's look here, the middle end of July, it dips below $1,000. And then, yeah, as of the past 2 days, 5 items sold, $843 market price. But I am curious to see what they're listing for here. It's a graded on here. Why are these on here? You're killing me. You're killing me. $840, $839. Near mint copies here on TCG Player. So right around market price. Lily's Clefairy, Journey Together, special illustration rare. Market price $133, down 15% on the 3-month chart. So when this card came out, when Journey Together came out, everybody wanted it. It was like the next hype thing. Obviously, that's what the market we're in right now. But if we went back, we can go back. Yeah, I mean, $236 as of, when was that? Yeah, end of March, $236. It got down to $127 here at the end of July, and we're right around there, $130. Yeah, $133, 13 items sold in the last 2 days. So it's a nice card. It's a nice card. It's just a card, not a big trainer collector. So, but it is a nice card. It's a colorful card. And if you like Clefairy and you like Lily, I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised this card isn't. I was going to say I'm actually surprised this card isn't worth a little bit more, but considering the pull rates for Journey Together, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. But it's a cool card. I like it. I do like it for a trainer card. Not a trainer card. A Pokemon card that has a trainer and a Pokemon on it. Team Rocket's Mewtwo, Destined Rival, special illustration rare, the top chase card from one of the, if not the best main set from the era. It's a really cool card. Again, I will continue to say it as long as I'm talking about this card. It's a really cool card. It just could have been a lot cooler, in my opinion. Market price, $339, up about 4% on the 3-month chart. Looks like at the beginning of July, we had a $402 price range, 6 items sold. That was like about the high in the last 3 months. And then significant drop down here to $343. $340 for the past 2 days, 6 items sold. Team Rocket's Mewtwo. It is a cool card. You know, I dog on it, but my expectations were through the roof for this card, and it just didn't meet them. All right, we're getting into. I'll click on it here. We're going to get into Black Bolt and White Flare. I brought up the two top performing cards from Black Bolt and White Flare. They're both a Victini. They're both a Victini. So I also did bring up the black and white rarities from each set, just because who wants to look at the same card from the same set? But from Black Bolt, the Victini, market price $438. Okay, moving on. The White Flare Victini, market price $465. I think I mentioned this in one of the recent videos I made. I'm guessing that difference in price is just solely based on more people are opening Black Bolt because they enjoy it more. It seems to be the census that more people like Black Bolt. That's just my guess. I could look at the quantity here. You got 22 for White Flare for the Victini, and then we got 15 for Black Bolt. So do with that what you will. The prices are different on the same exact card outside of the set list stamp down there. But okay, moving on. The Black Bolt Zekrom, gorgeous card. It is my preferred one out of the black white rarities from these two sets. I just like Zekrom better as a Pokemon, and I think the black looks sick. Down 19% on the 3-month chart, $398 market price. Let's look at some listings: 385, 389, 389, 394, 390. So yeah, right around market price. But gorgeous card. Love this card. And also the Reshiram from White Flare is also just baller. It's a baller card. Down 13% on the 3-month chart. Market price $428. And that rounds out the Scarlet and Violet top performing cards. Listen, yeah, Scarlet and Violet was a great set. I'm sorry, it was a great era. It was a great era, despite the hype, despite how it started. Right, Scarlet and Violet base came out. It seemed like everybody hated it. It had the gray borders. You know, everybody was like, "Yuck, bring back the yellow borders." I was one of those people as well. But once we got rolling in this era, the Scarlet and Violet era, and then till today, I think even if we didn't have this extreme hype period, I think everybody looking back would have said Scarlet and Violet was a great era. And I tend to agree. But you guys let me know down in the comments. Scarlet and Violet is essentially over for us. Again, Mega Evolutions is right around the corner. Get down in those comments. Let me know how you feel about the Scarlet and Violet era. In my personal opinion, the Scarlet and Violet era and Sword and Shield are both great eras, and they really compete hard. If I had to pick one and I had to lean towards one, I would lean towards the Sword and Shield era, just for those yellow borders. It's just an extra piece of nostalgia for me, but I'd love to hear what you guys think about it down in the comments. But if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.